Okay, so let's say you want to make a claw that attaches to this gear. First thing you'd want to know is the hole spacing. So I can hit inspect and measure the distance between these two. You would just do this with a ruler and measure that distance. But I see that that's 1 inch across, and the hole in the middle, that square hole, is where the axle would go. You have those little metal inserts that go in that. So this is a 36 tooth gear, and I want to make a claw that attaches to that. So what I'm going to do is go File, New, Standard IPT, Create. Now those holes are 1 inch apart, and so I'm actually going to make a circle larger than that so that I can fit the holes in. And I'm going to make a circle 1.25 inches in diameter. And then you can use the arc, specifically the 3-point arc. You can go from like here over to here to make kind of a claw shape, or an arc here, and then I can do the same thing on the bottom, making sure I attach, and then I can curve that up. Now, one thing that I often like to do is use the tangent button. If I hit the tangent here and hit the circle, I can make that tangent there. I can hit the tangent here to the circle and make that tangent. Clean that up a little bit. And then you can hit escape and grab the point here and adjust the claw to whatever you would like. Once you have the shape you would like, you can hit extrude, or E for extrude, and extrude that out. It's 3 millimeters thick, so you can go 3 mm. That's the wood that we're using. So now I have the outline of a claw. First thing I'm going to do is make some holes. Uh, if you make a circle that is 1 inch in diameter, you can do points on the corners here to make the holes that will match up to the gear here. Okay, because those are on a 1 inch circle. And then it would be nice to have a few holes here for standoffs to hold two claws. If you imagine attaching one to each side of the gear, you'd want to connect those together. So it'd be nice to have some holes here. And you can just randomly place wherever you'd like. If you want them maybe on a specific arc, you can hit project geometry, and then go back to arc here. And you could maybe click the center and click this, and then you can choose an arc where you'd like to put those holes. And then you could just make the point button and snap in onto that curve. You don't have to do that. That just maybe better centers those points on the curve. I wouldn't put one way at the end because the hole's going to be large relative to here, and it would just cut that end of that claw off. But 3 is probably sufficient. So now I'm going to go finish, hit hole. The hole diameter is 0.165. That's the hole size that you should be using for the number 8 screws that we'll be using. And you can hit OK. We do need a center hole for the axle. And often I do that a little bit larger just to give clearance for the metal insert. 0.375 is fine. You can use the point button, or you can do a circle and then extrude cut the circle however you'd like. So that would work. Few features that you might want to do is fillet this corner, because that's a really sharp edge that it's really thin here, and that would break. And so you could hit the fillet button, maybe change it to 50 thousandths or something, 0.05, and click and round that end off so it's not quite so sharp, so it won't break as easily. Some people have wanted teeth or things like that. If you want teeth on there, again, not necessary, but you could do a sketch. You could project the geometry on the edge and then draw whatever shape of claw you want. If you want like a sawtooth claw, you could do something like this. You could give specific angles. If you wanted to dimension an angle, maybe you wanted it to be 45 degrees, you could design it however you would like. And you could extrude one of those out. One thing we want to do is make sure we're extruding the right way. Notice that's the wrong way. And so I would want to change the direction of that extrusion. Hit OK. Now I have a tooth. Again, I don't like the sharp corners. I'm going to use the fillet button to fillet this. That will add strength, putting some fillets there. And you can round off the end. You could change the fillet radius so you could have the sharpness that you would like. But instead of just repeating that over and over, drawing a bunch of them, you can make a pattern. And the way you could do a pattern is do circular pattern, select what you want to make a pattern of, which is this extrusion and the fillets. And then you could click the rotation axis. Then select that axis and notice it's making the teeth go all the way around in 360 degrees. I don't want 360 degrees. I want something smaller, maybe 30 degrees. Notice they're going the wrong way. I can flip the rotation axis. 30 doesn't look right. Need to maybe go 40 degrees. That looks about right. You can play around with the number of teeth. Maybe you want fewer teeth. Maybe you only want 5 teeth instead of 6, or maybe you want 8 teeth. So however you would like that. I'm actually going to go 7 teeth at 45 degrees. It looks about right for me. Hitting OK. There you go. And then you would save that part and go from there.